everyone, and welcome back to Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds Torontrois. My name is Sydney J. I'm here with the lovely Chafee.
I'm ecstatic to be here, and I'm ecstatic to be here with you, Sid.
Oh my goodness. As you can see, we are both in our matching Canadian tuxedos because we are broadcasting to you live from lovely Taco Taco in Kensington Market, Toronto. Beautiful days. Not so much today, but I love the rain.
Me too, honestly.
The rain, you know, it's good for a little. It's a day of gaming and a day of fast gaming and a day of incredible gaming skills. And we have even some more gaming skills coming up. Like, what helps, right? Okay, you know you have a library card, right?
Yeah.
You can get all kinds of good books. So you can get a book called Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I used my library card to get that book. And unfortunately, it was a little scary. So we're about to make it even scarier. You know, good news for many of you out there, fans of horror games like myself. So join me in going through the looking glass, down the rabbit hole with IzzyHope for American McGee's Alice Any Percent.
Hello, my name is IzzyHope58, and we are running American McGee's Alice, which, like they said earlier, dark twisted version of the already scary Alice in Wonderland. I'm joined by my wonderful commentator, Holly.
Hello, and I am joined by some wonderful friends. Izzy and I both have Rabbit, and these are what American McGee is making these days. He's making plushies.
So yeah, we figured we have 3 extra commentators on the couch for us. If we are ready, let's get started with the run. So we're going to be playing on easy mode, and the game we will start time in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, have fun.
All right, so the first thing about this game is that it's built on the Quake 3 engine, which means we have strafe jumping. So as I'm jumping, I'm going to be... my keybinds are not working. Sorry, can we go to break one more time? I'm so sorry. I fixed my issues. We're playing American McGee's Alice, 3rd time's the charm. We are going to be starting time in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so this game is built on the Quake 3 engine, which means we have strafe jumping. So as I'm jumping, I'm going to be kind of curving my mouse left and right to gain more distance and more speed. The other thing I'm going to be doing is quick saving and quick loading, which kind of jolts us forward a little bit. And that will allow us to skip different game triggers, such as skipping this knife right here. Also going to try to skip this cutscene trigger. Going to try to jump off of this enemy, jump onto this rock. That jolting forward also happens in between levels. So here I'm going to be holding forward and right, and that'll kind of jolt me forward a little bit. And then I'm just going to do a giant strafe jump to the left. Coming up, we're going to be getting our first weapon, which is going to be a deck of playing cards. The weapons in this game are really cool because they're all kind of typical objects that are turned into weapons.
They're all like toys.
Yeah, they're all
like
toys.
Playing cards. There's a croquet mallet.
There's an ice wand, which is really powerful later on.
There's some jacks.
Yeah, we're only going to be getting a handful of weapons, but there's tons of weapons in this game.
Yeah.
Here we're going to be holding space as we grab this rope to kind of launch us forward. And in this next level, we're going to be trying to do a damage boost with one of the enemies. So this might take me a couple of tries.
So I've played through this game a lot of times, but never actually speedrun it. I watched Izzy do it a few times, and some of the glitches are really cool.
All right, that's okay. We grab the ledge. I'm going to quick save and quick load to speed up the ledge climbing animation a little bit. And this level's usually pretty long, has a lot of puzzle elements, but instead we're going to do a neat little skip where we're going to let this door close, and then we're going to open it from the other side and climb on top of it. And then we're going to try to this jump is a little bit tricky, try to jump onto this torch. Very nice. No, I quick save too much. I won't do the quick saves. All right, let's try this again. Climb onto the door. Thankfully, this game has quick saves and quick loads. Otherwise, a lot of this run would be very much more infuriating. All right, so now we're at the top of this section, and it's a little bit broken. There's supposed to be some rotating doors that spawn, but they're kind of invisible, so we just need to defeat these enemies here. And then I'm waiting for 3 whooshes to happen, and then I'm going to walk forward into invisible doors. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that didn't work. There we go.
Gotta love invisible doors.
Invisible doors are amazing. Gonna skip another cutscene just by doing a quick save, quick load there. Gonna be doing that all throughout the run. And now we are going to school. And we're going to the library and books, and school's fun. I like school.
All sorts of other horrific things.
All sorts of other horrific things. I was homeschooled all my life, so I'm assuming this is what public school was like. So yeah, for this section, we're supposed to get to 4 different books that will kind of become floating platforms. We're only going to be using 2 of them and using strafe jumping to get past the ones that we aren't going to get. Try to jump off of these enemies to... So here's the first floating book that we're going to get. Then we have to make our way to the top of this library here. Here's the second book. Ooh, nice damage boost got there. Sometimes there's accidental damage boosts that end up being very beneficial. Sometimes they're not so beneficial, and hopefully that doesn't happen too much. So now we're going to try to do strafe jump to get all the way over there. Perfect.
Nice.
That's a pretty tough strafe jump.
Mushrooms, poppies, sugar and spice, all those things are very nice.
All the things are
When
very
combined,
nice.
The proper mixture makes a getting small elixir.
I don't really like sweets. All right, now we're going inside the book, and we're going to be going through 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. So first we have 1st grade, spelled with a Y, because of course it is. Gonna activate this lever.
Yeah. And here we have gym class. Where it's worst part of school.
Yeah, I've heard that is the worst part of school. Gotta find our teacher there, and then, you know, defeat these enemies, as you do in school. Defeat your inner demons. Or I guess outer demons in this case.
Yeah, a lot of the characters are from Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass, but there are a few original ones like him. Then for enemies, we have the classic card guards. We have some fun chess pieces coming up later on.
The chess world is probably my favorite
It's
aesthetically.
my favorite.
All right, we're in 2nd grade now. Gotta defeat these enemies, and 2nd grade went pretty quickly. Just gotta collect this potion. And then try not to die while going into the 3rd grade. It's very easy to die in this section, so I have a good amount of health though, so I should be fine. Got this poppy seed. And now we're going back to 2nd grade. I guess they pulled us back for some reason.
I mean, you kept getting in fights.
Yeah, I kept getting in fights. They're like, nah, you gotta go back to 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Alright. And grab this potion. This portal opens. And now we're back to the previous levels, kind of a repeat, but now we have another way that we're able to go. Here I'm going to try to do a save load to prevent some enemies from spawning in. And that's going to make this next section a whole lot easier. Alright. got a little bit more left to this level. And we're going through the telescope.
Yep. Going to shrink down and enter our next area.
The Veil of Tears. Pool of Tears?
Pool of Tears. See Rabbit a little bit there. Skip most of his cutscenes.
Rabbit's a fun character. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to him.
No. I mean, you can kind of tell from the vibe of this game, everything's going to go great
Yeah.
for all of our favorites.
Just doing a cutscene skip there. Do another one there. Then we're going to do some strafe jumps just to skip some more cutscenes and more platforming. Oh, I almost had that.
Yeah, when I played through this to prepare for this commentary, this part killed me many times of just the Quake
Yeah.
3 engine is not designed for platforming.
Yeah, the jumping is kind of sticky and like a little unresponsive sometimes, especially if you're not moving.
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't be Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds without some Out of Bounds. So, instead of riding this river, which takes, I don't even remember how long, we're just going to be going above it and platforming on top of it out of bounds.
Nice.
So yeah, this is probably the first really challenging part of the run. But it's also one of my favorites. I really like this out of bounds movement. Some of the jumps can be really tricky though. Like I was saying, Quake 3 engine not really designed for platforming. It's actually usually a first-person engine. It's kind of got modified to be in third person, but we still have good old strafe jumping.
Yeah. It was modified for so many games back in the day.
Yeah, so many games are based off of Quake, so it's
Yeah, it's kind of like how Unreal Tournament, Unreal Engine, and Unity are today. It's like Quake 3 was that back then.
Also, hosts, if you have anything you'd like to say, now would be a pretty good time.
We would love to. So, just so everyone knows, for a limited time, you can score exclusive Lady Arcaders Out of Bounds 3 merch, from soccer-inspired jerseys, field mouse pads, scrunchies, and posters to event-themed t-shirts, muscle tanks, and stickers. There's something for every Lady Arcaders fan. And if you're joining us in person, don't miss our exclusive Lady Arcaders trading cards featuring performers from this event. You can even get them signed too if you want. That's a pretty cool thing to do. Every purchase helps support future Lady Arcaders events, programs, and tech. To browse the collection, type !merch in the chat, or visit the merch table if you're attending in person. Thank you for supporting our lovely Lady Arcaders.
Alright, so we're at the next level, and we're going to do another smaller out of bounds. This next jump is probably one of the hardest in the run, just because it's so easy to fall off. The Quake 3 engine jank really shows itself here. Just gotta keep jumping. There we go.
Nice.
I have not been here before. I missed my jumps, but it's okay.
It's okay, almost to the boss fight.
Almost to the boss fight. Yeah, so coming up is the first boss fight. We just have to defeat these two enemies, so I'll let you explain this boss fight. Oh yeah, we're also going to be getting our second weapon, which is the Jack-in-the-Box bomb, which will be very useful for defeating this boss.
So here we've got the Duchess. She stole the mock turtle shell, and we got it back for him. So help us follow Rabbit.
Now we got this wonderful 3-minute auto-scroller where, unfortunately, we don't know how to breathe underwater because we don't have the turtle shell yet, so we have to follow the bubbles. So now would be a great time to just chill, talk about the game, say any more messages. Yeah.
Yeah. So part of why, a little bit of lore of the game while we go through this. The game starts with Alice in a mental institution struggling with the death of her family. And that has kind of warped her version of Wonderland. And so she is going through this game through this world to kind of rebuild it, and some of the characters like the Cheshire Cat and White Rabbit and Mock Turtle are helping her, while some of them, some like traditionally villain ones like the Red Queen and stuff, are also villains, but even like some friendly ones from the books have become twisted and you have to fight them as bosses. So the first bit here is just trying to chase after Rabbit, and yeah, there's a couple of underwater levels. This is the first one, and they're not too bad, they're just slow.
This one's definitely the worst for the run. I think for the run, we're not actually going to be seeing too much more underwater stuff, just a little bit. Which is nice for the run, that this is the only one that we have to deal with.
Yeah, the other underwater levels they end up being more like mazes, and can be fun casually the first couple of times, but then just
They get really
annoying.
annoying quickly. Thankfully, we can skip those mazes quite a bit. Also, nice fish jump scare right here.
Yes. You would think I would be used to that one by now. but
Nope,
no.
still not.
It's-
Still not. After running this game for like 3-something years. Okay, almost to the end. Just gotta wait for Turtle to make his way over here.
Yeah. Also, since the Quake 3 engine was mostly designed to be first person, sometimes the camera just gets weird.
Yep. All right, so now we're on to dry landing. We are once again following Rabbit. Again, going to be holding space to launch up that rope. And going to be doing a pretty big skip for this level. Maybe.
You've taken your sweet time.
Yeah, we have taken our sweet time.
Yeah.
This strafe jump is pretty difficult. Almost got it. It's quite precise. You got to be very diagonal with your jumps. Got a second try. Now we just got to climb up this rope very slowly.
Yeah, you won't really notice it in this run, but if you're playing this casually, there actually is like a little indicator of when you jump where you'll land.
Yeah.
That helps with some things, but when you go playing
Strange
fast,
how
you don't
quiet
have
it
time
is
for
here
any of
now.
that.
Yeah,
Don't like it.
it's not really that
Caterpillar
useful.
is just beyond
So
hearing.
one other thing about this
Let's
game is that during some of these
sacrifice skill for
cutscenes, the
speed.
game actually slows down the game speed to like a certain value. So for a couple of these upcoming cutscenes, it's actually going to slow down to 50%. But I made a quick save back in the previous level, which resets it back to 100%. So this is at 50% right now. But if I load my quick save that loads into this level, and then load my quick save, it goes back up to 100%. So I'm going to do that again. And boom, Rabbit is squished in full 100% real time.
Yep.
Bye, Rabbit.
Yep.
Farewell.
Farewell, Rabbit. You will be missed.
Everyone I love dies violently.
There's also another really big skip in this level called an ant clip. So those ant enemies that we had earlier, they have 3 different attacks they can do, and one of them is stabbing us with their shotgun and flinging us behind them. And if we do that next to a wall, we can actually clip through the wall. So first I'm going to go over here to spawn this ant enemy. Also going to kill this enemy just so you're out of my way. Then I just gotta lure this guy over to this grass wall. And try not to die in the process. Keeps trying to shoot me. So yeah, those are the other 2 attacks that you can do. That's the 3rd attack. So fling over the wall, and didn't quite make that jump, but we got over the wall. That's the main part of the skip.
Yeah, I was looking into learning the speed run, and I saw that glitch, and I'm like, okay, that looks kind of fun.
Yeah, it's very fun. The setup's a little finicky trying to get the ant to follow them, but very satisfying once you pull it off.
And now we have a level from the demo.
Oh, this is from the demo.
This is in the demo.
Oh, I don't think I've played the demo for this game.
I played through the demo way too many times before I actually
Are any of the levels
had to
different?
wait for the holidays to get the game, or like my birthday or something as a gift.
So we gotta run away from this boulder, very Indiana Jones-like. This level's just a bunch of strafe jumping.
Yeah.
Not too much to this level.
Yeah, and I think one of the ice levels was also in the demo.
Yeah,
But
ice
this is
level's
the
coming
one
up
I
next.
remember.
Yep.
Because, the game has to have ice levels.
Yeah.
And, if the platforming's aggravating now, it just gets
Yeah,
worse.
it's going to get very slippery in the next level. Here we're going to be jumping all the way down here, which would usually kill us, but we're going to break our fall with that slope. And now we have ice physics, which can make us go really fast unless we run into something which will kill all of our momentum. So it's very easy to lose control. And we're also going to be picking up our 3rd weapon, the Ice Wand. Or trying to.
Withering code incapacitates an animal.
Alright.
This weapon is so strong.
This weapon is so powerful and so broken. We're going to be using it a lot. One other thing I should mention is that a lot of the weapons have a primary fire. I'm surprised I did not get killed by that boulder. You can get killed by that boulder.
So many of these boulders are just like insta-kill.
Yeah. So yeah, most of the weapons have a primary fire and a secondary fire. Primary fire is just kind of shooting your ice wand. The secondary is actually building an ice wall on the ground, and you might be able to deduce how that might be broken, but we'll save that for when we get to that.
Yeah.
Ah, Alice, you've returned.
And we meet Caterpillar.
Hi, Caterpillar. He says one line.
Mm-hmm.
Then we just gotta wait for this portal to move in place. We're gonna quick save and quick load to get past these mushroom enemies, which usually try to eat you and chew you for a bit. Pretty annoying, so it's nice that we can just scooch on past them. And the next level is gonna be our 2nd boss fight.
Yep. Where we'll be fighting Centipede, who I actually don't remember from the books too well. I remember him existing, but not...
I'll be honest, I haven't actually read the Alice in Wonderland books. My most exposure for Alice is honestly this game and its sequel, which is great, by the way. I really love these games.
Yeah. No. Like, I read the book when I was really young, and then, like, after this game, I'm like, let me read them again. And then it's like, oh, no, these are kind of wonderful. And then watched, like, probably almost a dozen movie adaptations of Alice in Wonderland at this point.
So yeah, our ice weapon, our ice wand, very powerful. Just gonna be our main weapon for the next chunk of the game. That's Centipede down. So now we are going to be using the ice wall in order to skip some of this platforming. Gonna make an ice wall here, go a little bit higher, because you do have to be higher than respawn in order to jump onto it. And then make our way up here. That's only a tiny taste of what the ice wall can do. It's going to be very powerful throughout the rest of the
I
run.
wish I were hallucinating.
Yeah.
What a horrible choice.
It goes from
Eat a
something
toadstool or remain
never
food for
really used in a
insects.
casual playthrough to just...
Yeah, I guess
What
in the
the
casual
main-
playthrough, it's meant to be like a shield, but nah, we use it as platform.
Yeah.
And run, but sometimes it's unavoidable.
And now we're back to growing to normal size.
Back to normal size. And here we are getting the first piece of the Jabberwock Eye Staff, which is kind of the next big milestone in the run that we have to get the remaining 2 pieces of.
You know, again, a video game needs some kind of fetch quest.
Yeah, so next couple sections of the run is honestly just this fetch quest for the most powerful weapon in the game, to be fair.
Yeah. But I mean, you start the game with the Vorpal Blade, which is really all you need to kill the Jabberwock.
Yeah,
From what I
totally.
remember from the poem.
But actually, no, I actually need the Eye Staff because I skipped the Vorpal Blade, if you remember. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
you're right.
that's the only reason I need the Eye Staff.
I
is
forget
because I
that,
skipped.
that the cards are actually the first weapon you pick up,
Yeah.
and you just skip everything.
I mean, my binds are literally 1 for the cards, 2 for the Jack Bomb, 3 for the Ice Wand, because those are the
Since you
first.
know the
Those are the
moves,
only
just
3
point
weapons we
once,
get until
they
the
go
I'm
first.
Ice
so
Staff, which
I'm
is
so
4.
used to like games starting you out with the starter weapon and not having it be a pickup.
So now we're on to my favorite section of the
Yeah.
game, the chess section. Gonna be making.
Do you skip
wall.
the puzzles where you become
Yep.
chess pieces? Oh, but those are so fun.
They're
I mean,
really
they're
fun.
slow, but they're fun.
They're slow, but like you actually get turned into a chess piece and have to play by the rules.
Yeah.
But instead, we get to do another fun out of bounds here. Some might say this is in Toronto. Actually, it's in Wonderland, but I think the joke is funny.
I mean,
There's
Try-
Canada's Wonderland just up north of here.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe Wonderland is just a part of Canada.
yeah.
It's one of the Northwest provinces.
Oh, okay. Canada facts.
I was thinking more Alice in Toronto.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, which one of these would be like Toronto? Which of these settings so far?
Ice cave.
Ice Cave?
Ice
Yeah,
Cave.
Fair.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're just platforming through that section where we would be the chess piece.
Yeah.
Another ice wall.
And yeah, the puzzle is like you have to move in set patterns according to the chess piece, and there's a bunch of things shooting down that will kill you, and you just have to move to avoid them.
Now we're going to be in the middle of a full-on chess battle between the whites and the reds.
Yep. I love the little pawns fighting. They just like headbutt you and
Make another ice wall here and trying to make our way up. The jank, this game's jank is showing right now.
yeah.
There we go. And now We're in enemy territory. We're in the red.
Yeah. Because we all know chessboards change colors halfway across the board.
Yeah, totally.
Chess facts from Lady Arcaders.
I'm just gonna take care of these enemies just to make sure you have enough health, because it's kind of easy to die here.
Yeah. When you kill an enemy, they drop little things that you can pick up to regain health and mana.
Yeah, mana is what we need in order to use our weapon.
Yeah.
You can be jumping from this rooftop and try to jump through this window. Nice. Gonna be skipping an enemy trigger over here, or trying to.
Not picking up the demon dice?
No, there's no use for them, unfortunately.
I've never found a use for them. They summon a little demon to fight enemies, but if there's no enemy, then they fight you.
That sounds like it would just be worse.
Yeah, it's also random, like which demon you summon, depending on the dice roll. And they're either like completely ineffective and just annoying, or they'll just kill you very quickly.
Alright, so we're on to our next boss, which is the Red King. Now that we have the Jackbox and the Ice Wand, kind of alternating between them is going to be the fastest way to defeat the next few bosses. Alright, and now we're inside the Looking Glass, inside the Mad Hatter's domain. This is a very trippy level, very challenging level in the run as well. It's very easy to die here.
Yeah, those robots that just popped out deal a lot of damage.
Here we have to use our cards to destroy all of these clocks in order to get to the next section.
Yeah. And this is also a section that if you don't know where you're going, you can end up going in circles really easily.
I think on my casual playthrough, I got stuck for I don't even know how long.
Yeah. Even in my most recent playthrough, it took me a couple of times of just forgetting where exactly to go and what to look for. And we all love things with 8 legs and upside down human faces.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh no, I got frozen by this demon. Uh-oh.
Oh.
I avoided you this time. Haha.
Haha.
Alright, now we have this second half, so we have a few more clocks to destroy. What? I didn't
I
destroy.
don't think you got that one.
Nope.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna.
That was
Nice.
Some of the clock hitboxes, like,
Yeah.
pretty sure I hit you. Why aren't you breaking?
There we go.
There we go.
Some of those where like you have to do it from the opposite side of the door are very hard versus the one where like the door opens a sliver and you can just hit it. That's not even the worst section. This next section is probably the hardest for me.
Seek and
Oh,
ye shall
yeah.
find, they say, but they don't say what you'll find.
Thank you for boosting me up. Yeah, this section there's so many enemies just trying to launch me
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, the little banshees just fling you everywhere.
All right, we're on to our next boss.
And here we have the Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh, I killed myself with that. Whoops. Let's try that again. If I do this correctly, it should only take 4 jack boxes. Very nice. Clean fight once I got it the second time.
Yeah.
Here we're going to try to get a damage boost from this Banshee. Take a couple of tries.
Nice.
Exactly a couple. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a lot harder than it looks. The Banshee boosts are quite precise, and you gotta position them. So this would be the Mad Hatter boss fight, getting the second piece of the staff, but instead, we're just gonna climb up to the top of the clock tower.
Yeah. Love skipping boss fights.
If I can... Game, can you not be so jank? Oh my goodness. There we go.
There we go. And
And
especially
now we have the dead time watch, which allows us to freeze time once per level.
For a time,
And there's the Mad Hatter. Look,
unlike death,
I got him.
those who stood still with time.
Totally defeated him there.
So, amidst their dead.
So yeah, the dead time watch is going to be very useful for the remaining levels, and we almost have the Jabberwock staff. We just need the Jabberwock's eye,
yeah.
which we'll
I
be
wonder-
getting in the next section.
I wonder how we'll get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll just give it to us?
But I think he seems like a nice guy.
Excuse me, game. I can't jump there.
What's also interesting is they actually made little figures, not little, but like some figures from this game, and they were made on pre-finalized designs.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
the Jabberwock actually looks more like a Balrog from Lord of the Rings for the figure. And then they also made figures for American McGee's Oz, which was never made.
Oh yeah.
But you can buy like a flying monkey figure, a munchkin, and I forget what the third one was.
So yeah, there were actually 2 different Alice games, and there was a third one that was in development, but unfortunately, that project got canceled.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate. There's a whole design Bible out there. Go read it if you're interested. It's so intricately detailed and
Yeah,
really wonderful piece of work.
yeah. This was from a time when publishers had a lot more control. And so, like, indie games were much less of a thing, and you had to sign a lot more control over to the publisher, and therefore, decisions regarding sequels were up to them as opposed to the dev studios. So it's nice to see some of that control being taken back by the creatives and the people who developed the game being able to continue working on sequels and stuff.
For sure. I am always an advocate for the devs and the creatives behind a project having control over a corporation
Yeah.
or a publisher.
Yep. So now we're kind of returning home. Here's the Jabberwock.
Alright, so how do I defeat this guy? Cards. Actually, you can't. This boss is literally an auto-scroller. We have to wait for someone to come and save us and defeat the Jabberwock, and then we can get its eye. So this would be a good time for anything you hosts would like to say.
I have so many things to say, but first I'd like to tell you about Attract Mode. Lady Arcaders is all about celebrating women in gaming with events and showcases all year long. One of our main series is Attract Mode, where you can catch incredible ladies showing off the games they love every Thursday at 9 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Got a cool game or an idea for a segment? Submissions are always open at ladyarcaders.com/start. We'd love to feature you. Type !AM in chat to learn more and get involved. I love Attract Mode. I don't know if anybody else.
It's how I got my start.
It's how you got your seat. So many opportunities to get your start if you want to volunteer in any capacity, if you want to do hosting, volunteering. Lady Arcaders is a great place to get your foot in the door. Also, Izzy, this thing is terrifying.
Yeah, this thing is terrifying. And the worst part is I can't do anything to defeat it. I just have to run and dodge the attacks and hope it doesn't kill me.
Like
which
my,
so far I haven't. There we
my
go.
night paralysis demon.
Yeah.
All right, but we have gotten the Jabberwock Eye, which means we have the Jabberwock Staff, which has 2 different attacks. One is kind of this giant beam that does so much damage, and the other is basically charging up the attack. You have to charge up the staff, and then it shoots a bunch of missiles from the sky. But there's actually glitched where we can overlap the two and basically charge up the missiles while we're shooting that beam out. And that's going to be very useful for some of the bosses later. Now we have these mazes. These mazes can be very hard, but it's actually easy. This one is 1 left and then all rights, which is very helpful to know. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, I definitely got lost in this maze last time.
I got lost in this maze so much casually. And even like coming back to this game after a while, it's like, okay, which maze is this? Which way do I go?
Yeah, there's so many mazes in this game.
Some might say it's amazing.
Oh. But yeah, it's also nice when you can just use the dead time watch to stop the gates from closing in front of those, in front of that portal.
Yeah, it skips a whole other puzzle.
Yeah.
I'll be using the ice walls just to skip so much. I don't even remember what to do here casually.
Yeah.
Use the dead time watch to stop these banshees.
Yep. A lot of floating over these steam vents, which is fun when you have enemies trying to push you around.
Make sure I stay over them. And because time is frozen, we don't actually see the steam, but time isn't really frozen because it's still pushing us up. And guess what? We have another maze. This one is, you go right, left, right, left, right, left. So that's how I remember it. And then this is one of the underwater sections, but we are going, once we get over here, to stop time, to freeze these enemies in place, jump on top of this enemy, and then build an ice wall on top of this enemy, jump on top of that ice wall, and then get up here to pull this final lever to open these doors. That skips so much time and so much annoying water maze.
I like when time is stopped that the base of the ice wall is created, but not like the rest of it visually.
Yeah, thankfully the base is still there so we can actually see where to jump to, but it is very funny what is and isn't seen.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump on top of here and have to position ourselves, because this one's very tricky and precise. Build that ice wall there. That ice wall is so much harder to build than it made it look. Then we have to grab onto this thing to raise up the water. And then we just have to not get absolutely destroyed by these fish. Raise up the water one more time.
Oh, God.
This section is super infuriating.
Yeah.
Those fish got hands.
Those fish got hands.
Yeah.
I have an allergy, so that's what eating fish feels like for me.
Women love me, fish fear me.
Absolutely.
Oh, I don't know what I was doing there. Somehow I made it work.
Yeah. Oh, and then the Banshee comes.
Okay, we got health here coming up, so being low health here isn't that big of an issue. So we got big chunk right there. Here we can try to clip through these wheels. Sometimes it works. Or sometimes it also breaks like that.
I feel most of the time when I try to cheat through those wheels, they end up just killing me.
There we go.
Nice.
Second one worked. Usually only one or the other works. Sometimes neither. This little damage used by that enemy unintentionally. Just gonna get you out of the way because you've been causing me some issues. Try to get on top of here. And build an ice wall here. And then do some strafe jumps and try to get just barely into...
There we go.
There we go. No, the Banshee blew me. Come on. Alright, this next level is one of my favorites. I really like this concept of like platforming through a clock tower. I actually feel like it would be a really cool platforming game to just like have a whole game where you're trying to platform inside a clock tower like this.
Yeah. No, this is also one of my favorites.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
freeze
also
time.
one that's very infuriating by the clunky platforming that
Yeah,
the game has.
imagine this vibe and like this type of level design with like good platforming.
Yeah.
Ah. Game decided to be jank right there. What else is new? Big jump over there, and
Oh.
that's just gonna kill me.
Yeah. The thing you were leaning at, you were standing up against moved slightly. You're dead. It crushed you.
All right, and next level is going to be the actual boss fight with the Jabberwock. And now that we have the Jabberwock staff, we can actually defeat it. I can get up here. So we're going to be overlapping the main attack by pressing it just lightly. And that's going to be charging up our secondary attack here. And then we're going to right click, and that's going to shoot a bunch of missiles into the sky. And then we'll use the rest of our energy finish off here and try not to die. It'll be very easy to die from, you know, the literal missiles that we sent to kill this Jabberwocky.
This boss fight was so hard when, like, my first time playing through it.
Please don't die. There we go.
Oh, nice. And in the center there was Griffin, who helped us get the Jabberwock's eye to start with.
I'm gonna try to do a really cool trick where we... Oh wait, I don't have enough health to... Oh, maybe I do? No, I don't have it.
Can't
If you have
rocket
enough
jump.
health, you can basically rocket jump across that gap. Fortunately, I'm too low on health.
Yeah. But now we're heading into the Queen of Hearts domain.
This is the final area of the run. So we're at like 4 more levels left. Just gonna kill these enemies so I don't die here. Usually I have a bit more health here to play around and just kind of charge through. Going on the sides here just to skip some of the winding paths when possible. These enemies really want to kill me today. Dead time once just to make sure this card guard doesn't give me any troubles.
Yeah. If you follow the path normally, a lot of enemies just jump down and ambush you.
Yeah,
and
so it's very nice being able to skip most of that.
Yeah.
The walls being so goopy is really giving me life right now.
Section could be a little bit tricky. Lots of things trying to kill us. We're in the late game now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is really the levels where they just throw a bunch of
Yeah.
enemies at you.
And just say, hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Hope you can do it.
Which, I mean, considering, like, they drop health and, like, mana or energy, like, when you kill them, it makes it not as bad playing casually.
Did a save load there to prevent 2 guards from spawning. Alright, we are on to our second to last level, where we have a bit of a puzzle, and we're going to be doing some skips with that. So, whoop. Or just fall down the pit, that works too. So this puzzle, we have these 3 different paintings that we have to have the mirror pointing at them and then find the corresponding painting. Just get these guys out of the way. So first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to spam pulling this lever so that we're actually able to get the first 2 paintings at the same time. Just like that. So now we'll be able to get the Duchess and then also the Jabberwocky painting. And we have to correspond them with the correct door, which is on the other side of the mirror.
Yeah, I really like the level design of this level as well.
This level design is really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, this first one, we're just going to hit the Duchess. For the second one, we're actually going to hit the incorrect painting and then the correct painting, which will complete the puzzle, but it will respawn us back to the previous room, which saves us having to backtrack. Let's see if we got it. Yep, we got it. Now we just have one more painting, and once again we're going to be doing that glitch where we hit the correct one and the incorrect one to complete the puzzle, but spawn us back in the beginning room because it saves having to go all the way back here, which is very nice. Once again, everything and everyone is trying to kill us at this point.
Especially because more enemies spawn every time you like complete one of the puzzles, and so it's just, they build up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little.
And this door will open. All right, now we are on to the final boss, which is the Queen of Hearts herself. And we are going to be doing a trick called 2 queens in 1. So basically, this level has 2 different phases to the queen boss fight. But if we use our Jabwalk staff in all the right ways, we can defeat both phases and skip a massive cutscene in between the 2 phases. So we start by getting some missiles to shoot at the queen during this cutscene. We're going to activate our Jabwalk staff, try to do a strafe jump up over to the other side. It doesn't do telekinesis. This is a really tricky boss skip, so it might take a little bit. Oh. Gotta avoid the telekinesis. And we have to fall down and activate our missile attack at the right timing. That might work.
Yeah, let's see. Did we skip the fleshy boss?
3. No, it didn't. It's okay, I can reload a save. We hear 5 different kind of squishes sounds. So that's 1, that's 2, 3, 4. Ah, just barely. The timing on this is kind of weird and awkward. I didn't get any that time. Tricky part is like we have to drop down in order for these missiles to hit the second part of the boss, but we can't drop down too soon, otherwise we'll die. So I'm just reloading until we get it correctly. One, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Woo!
Let's
done.
go.
So now we have just a little bit of cutscene to watch, but then it'll magically bring us to the final cutscene, so time will end soon. Usually there's a whole other creature right here.
Yeah.
And that's time.
GG.
That was incredible,
GG.
Izzy.
And we are congratulated with a wonderful cutscene in what I think is about 144p. So hope you enjoy this really low res ending cutscene. Thank you so much. That was a ton of fun. My name is Izzy. I run a ton of licensed games and movie games and games like this. Early 2000s is my jam. I stream often, so you can go check me out. I run all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and thank you for having me, Izzy. I've been Holly. You can find me behind the scenes of events like this.
Shout out to Holly for doing audio and tech and so much for all 3 Out of Boundses. You're absolutely amazing at what you do. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Izzy, and the end. We left Rutledge Asylum.
Yeah, Alice has gotten over her survivor's guilt. Yay!
Until the next game.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.